Hello, my name's Sophie Marick.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Would you prefer to go by Miss Blazer or Molly?
Molly's fine.
Okay, great, Molly. Today we're just going to go over a little information about myself, some information about the agency, and talk about confidentiality, what our basic sessions will look like, the cancellation policies, rights as a client, and safety information.
Perfect.
All right, great. So just a little bit about myself. I'm a licensed clinical social worker. I have been licensed for 8 years. I've been working for this agency for 5 years. I specialize in domestic violence. Do you have any questions about that?
Where were you before here?
Great question. Before here, I was actually I interned at a homeless shelter in downtown Champaign.
Oh, cool.
Alright, well, I can tell you a little bit about the agency. We are People Against Violent Environments, otherwise known as PAVE. We have been open for 25 years. We're fully funded by the state. People are generally referred to us after being in a domestic violence situation. They might be referred by law enforcement agencies or mandated by the court. But it's also common for people to come in of their own accord. We have flyers posted in doctor's offices.
Oh yeah, that's how I heard about you guys.
Okay, great. Yeah. A lot of people hear about us that way, and they decide to come in on their own, which is great. There's no fee for domestic violence clients here, and we generally begin with 3 visits.
Okay.
Just to go over what your needs might be and decide how we can best address those and best help you. After that, you can choose to stay, or if you've gotten what you came for and don't need any more help, then that's perfectly fine.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Alright, great. One important thing I need to cover with you is confidentiality. You might have heard of HIPAA, that protects private information and your health information.
Okay.
Another one people may not have heard about is called 42 CFR, and that protects clients' information about drug use. So if you have been using drugs, you can disclose that to me, and I will not report you to any authorities.
Okay.
So it's our goal to provide confidentiality and protect your information to the best of our ability, but I do have to tell you there's a couple circumstances where I, as a mandated reporter, am required to report things to the authorities, and that includes child abuse, neglect, and sexual abuse. And
that makes sense.
Okay, and also if I feel that you're a danger to yourself or others, that I'm required to report that.
Okay.
Alright, does that all make sense?
Yeah, that's all good.
Okay, great. I can cover now what a basic session would look like. Well, since we're a domestic violence agency, a lot of the sessions are based on client needs, so it's pretty variable. The time and location can vary. For example, we could meet at the park, at a local restaurant, wherever you'd be comfortable.
Okay.
We try to be pretty flexible to keep your safety needs met. Our office hours are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, but we do have on-call hours 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, in case you need anything. Is that good?
Yeah.
All right. Cancellation policies then. We prefer that you cancel or reschedule within 24 hours, but if you can't, it's no big deal. Just try to call us whenever you can.
Is there going to be a cancellation fee for me?
No cancellation fees.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions about that?
No, I'm good.
Great. Okay, so now I'm going to cover your rights as a client. You have the right to request a new social worker at any time if whoever you're working with isn't meeting your standards, if there's some other problem, which we hope there's not, but in the case that there is, you have that right. I'll also give you a form to fill out if you have any grievances or any problems, which again, we try our best to make sure that doesn't happen, but I will give you that at the end. And you also have the right to cease receiving services after the 3 days or whenever you want to. Does that all make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
yes.
Great. The last thing we need to cover is safety. We, as a domestic violence shelter, we take safety very seriously. I'll have you at the end sign a consent that says if you can receive calls, texts, voicemails from our agency,
Okay.
and if not, if there's an alternative number or address that we can send correspondence.
Okay.
Obviously, the location of our meeting is going to remain confidential, and we just take all steps we can to ensure your safety is met.
That's great.
All right, did you have any questions about any of this?
No, it all sounds good.
All right, wonderful. So, based on this information, do you give your consent to receive services?
Yes, I do.
All right, wonderful. Now we will just go over some paperwork, sign some consent forms, and then I'll have you on your way.
That's perfect.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Great.
Awesome.